Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Alright, let's talk about it. Are women actually single because they want to be? Or is there something else going on here? You hear it all the time, I'm single by choice. But is that choice really as simple and empowering as it sounds? Or is it covering up something deeper? What do you think? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
Do you ever think about going out on a date?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Not even a tiny.
I am really loving not having a man in my life.
You guys always ask me, Carly, are you single? Yes. Yes, I am. By choice. Just not my choice.
Nowadays, women are single by choice. It is so easy for y'all to get a man. You can walk down the street and a motherfucker will be like, hey, you! The problem is getting a good one. That's the problem.
When somebody asks me, why am I single? I'm going to tell them, because I'm not married. Why I'm not married? Because I choose to be single.
It's on you, ladies. It's on you. This loneliness, this sadness, as much as we've been lied to, if we paid attention, the men weren't lying to us. The men were trying to tell us. They're not intimidated by us. They like us feminine. They don't care about our job. They just want us to, contribute and bring value. How hard is that? If we'd listened to the men, they were telling us the whole time, but we listened to everybody else. We didn't listen to God and Adam, we listened to the snake. And it was all about us and our ego.
People wrongly assume that if you become a single mom by choice using a donor means that you've given up on love, no longer are interested in dating, or that's never going to happen for you. You're always just going to be like doing life alone. But most women that choose this haven't given up on love, don't actually hate men. We've just decided that we can do things differently. We don't have to follow some chronological life order. It's okay to do things differently, and your life can still be beautiful and well-rounded. It's not like a plan B situation, a failure, a backup. That's not what it is. We're choosing motherhood with intention, and that can even be filled with love, even romantic love. If you want to choose that, it's possible.
Hey, so I get a lot of comments on here asking me if I'm single, and then once I say that I am single, because I am, everybody's all, oh my gosh, I find that hard to believe. Like, why are you single? And I appreciate that, and I know that it's meant as a compliment, but what you're failing to realize is that not everybody who's single is single because they're stuck that way. I'm single because I choose to be, because I have yet to meet a guy that is worth not being single for. Like, giving up being single is a big deal. I'm okay by myself until somebody gives me reason to want to not be single, then I'm gonna stay single.
Are most women single by choice or by circumstance?
Ooh, that's a really good question.
I would say by choice. I feel like there's a lot of lonely cat ladies that are happy that they're lonely.
Are most women single by choice or by circumstance?
By choice.
By choice. These guys are about anything for real.
Are most men single by choice or by circumstance?
Circumstance, because
circumstances.
You wanted that girl, but she didn't want you.
So why are we shaming men for staying home and watching OnlyFans when women are the ones choosing to remain single?
No, we're only shaming baby daddies.
You know, you choose to either be in a relationship or you choose to be single. And a lot of women choose to be single because a lot of the men and the dating population in general is just so messed up. Nobody is really dating anymore. Everybody's just wanting to have sex. Everybody's just wanting to do everything. So I feel like on a level, it's more of a choice than anything.
Fellas, you ever hear women say, I am single by choice? It doesn't make any sense. Trust me, I know. By the end of this video, you'll know the truth behind women who say they're staying single by choice. So, the man she desires doesn't want her. She can't find men who earn enough for the lifestyle she wants while still having to work and pay significant bills. This woman is average at best, and the men she thinks she can get when she steps out with her BBL, lip injections, breast implants, excessively long lashes, Japanese cherry blossom body spray, everyday waist trainer, lace front, double chin, and French manicure only care to increase her body count. Be cautious of women who are self-improving. They will continue to bust it open. Once she's qualified for you, she'll have her preferred sex position, flowers, restaurants, deal breakers, and at least 10,000 followers. So, translation, I'm slutting till Mr. Right comes.
Women create single family households. There, I said it. Y'all do. Y'all make yourselves single moms and then y'all blame everybody else for it. Because at the end of the day, if it's your body, your choice, right? Most women don't believe in that concept unless it's a nigga she really ain't fucking with like that. Yeah, she'll get rid of the baby. You know, or if she really is fucking with the nigga real tough and she really believe by getting rid of the baby, you know, they might have a better chance of working out. She might do it. But 9 times out of 10, she looks at that baby as a form of setup. She getting welfare, she getting Section 8, she getting all this other stuff that she's gonna get from the benefits of the baby. And most of the time keeping a nigga around, which a lot of women don't want to admit, they didn't want to keep that nigga around. Then all of a sudden you keep the baby, then all of a sudden he a bum ass nigga and he this and the fifth, but he wasn't that when you was keeping the baby after he asked you not to. So you are a single mom by choice. 9 times out of 9, 10 times out of 10, you are a single mom by choice. Because if you didn't like that nigga, if you really wasn't fucking with him, that baby gonna be up there with grandma, grandpa, Aunt Jackie, Uncle Becky, whoever else, St. Jude, Jesus, whoever else is there to greet that motherfucker at the end of that surgery. Because you ain't gonna keep no baby you don't want. That's the end of it.
Most women that say they want a good man, if you bring her one right now, she probably gonna fuck it up.
Do you think that women are single by choice?
Them saying they're single by choice is because they've been unsuccessful in finding one. We say that we want to be single because we can't find that one because we're incapable in this season of managing ourselves in that. If you told a woman right now, I have the man, the one you want. If God himself said right now, if you want this, I have the guy that you want. Everything laid out, everything you want. Cause you know, all women say they got their different preferences. I got your preference right here, ready for a relationship. She's not going to say, no, thank you. I'm going to stay single. They want a man. That verbiage of wanting a man on our level, that is our ignorant way of saying that I don't know how to balance this new embodied power I have as a successful woman with being a woman in the presence of a man.
Have you noticed how being single is now a woman's happy place? For so many women now, being single is where they find the most peace. Why is that, you ask? Well, let me tell you. There have been multiple scientific studies that prove that when women get into a relationship or marry within a straight relationship with a man, she actually works more, she gets paid less, she's less happy, and her health gets even worse. So not only is it super disruptive to a woman's life to be married to a man, but actually a lot of women are coming out with a loss. It costs them their financial gain, it costs them their health, it costs them their happiness. So truly, ladies, unless you're gonna be with a wonderful partner, and you are a wonderful partner and you show up together in that partnership equally, and that man is adding to your life, why would you want to be in a relationship? And this is according to multiple studies, and they are showing that marriage with a man in a straight relationship is actually shortening your life and making you miserable. So be very careful who you choose to be your partner.
There is something so incredibly empowering about a woman that chooses to leave a relationship to just be single and work on herself, figure out what she did, what she needs to do differently, and just embrace life. She's choosing the unknown, lonely nights, being by herself, you know, seeing other people in relationships, which doesn't always mean that they're necessarily happy, but she's choosing just to be in her own element. And that is the most incredible thing that a woman can do. And after she does that, let me tell you something, she's not going to take anybody's shit anymore, because she did the work. She sat on those lonely nights by herself. She saw other people in relationships, going out on dates, fighting your internal battle on texting that person that you were with for so long, you know, being comfortable and facing that head on and making a conscious decision to stay single and stay in her element and you will not mess with her after that. I promise you that.
Okay, so there's a big difference between choosing to be single because you genuinely love your freedom and being single because you've been burned, disappointed, or can't find someone on your level. Sometimes what we call choice is really just the best coping strategy we've got.
Video circulating of this young lady talking about middle-aged women and we mad, mean, miserable, and lonely, right? And that we missed our opportunity to have a good man, and that's why we out here, we just lonely. First of all, let me just clear something up, right? Majority of us middle-aged women, because I consider myself a middle-aged woman, I'm 46 years old. A lot of us are single by choice. Not because we missed our opportunity, but just for the simple fact that the caliber of men that's out here now, to me, in my opinion, are not even worth dating or having a relationship with. And the fact that a lot of you young girls, because a lot of y'all are 20 years younger than me, but you look like you're my age. And that's because you living hard. You know, you doing the age that you are now versus the age we were back then. You all are doing way more for way less with these men. Extremely big difference in the mentality of the men when I was your age versus the mentality of the men now that you all are with. We not missing out on nothing. You know what I mean? You all are the ones that's out here feeling, you know, the pressures of social media. So you out here, posting flowers that you bought for yourself. You done took a trip that you paid for on your credit card. You still waiting on him to pay your credit card off. We don't have to do all of that.
Find out where you can find you a therapist, because that's what you need.
Somebody call for a therapist. Hi, Janine. I'm a therapist. And I'm a therapist who considers myself incredibly fortunate to work predominantly with women, and one of the huge areas of focus for our work together is shame and self-worth. I wanted to start off by saying thank you for recognizing your own lack of understanding as to why women choose to stay single. As you expressed in your own words, you don't get it. And I think that owning that is a very important first step towards the path of understanding. I also wanted to validate and normalize that you are not the only person that feels this way. We exist in a patriarchy that deeply conditions women to believe that their worth is in their relationship status. More specifically than that happy, healthy women, as you put it, are heterosexual with a heart for motherhood. And that only bitter, broken, unhealed, unhappy women, again your words, would choose to live a single by choice lifestyle. So imagine the shock and disbelief that my clients who are married with children experience when they still feel bitter, broken, unhealed, and unhappy despite having it all according to societal standards. Women like this tend to struggle with an immense amount of shame. They assume there must be something wrong with them for feeling the way they do. They truly cannot understand how, with all of this love in their life, how they could still feel lonely. And it really makes them scratch their heads about how some of their single friends can appear to be so satisfied. The deciding factor in whether or not a woman feels that her life has been worthy and purposeful, regardless of her relationship status to other people, is her relationship status to herself. Happy, healthy women are women that love themselves. Women that love themselves make life decisions that they deem appropriate, regardless of what anybody else thinks about them. Women who are single by choice do not choose that because they're not ready for a relationship. Nobody knows what they're ready for better than them. They know what's best for them because they know themselves.
Lied to feminist women talking about how wonderful their life is because they don't have a husband, they don't have children. So they're showing, oh, today I slept in, I went to the spa, I went to Belize. They just talk about how nice their life is because they don't have the inconvenience of a husband and children. And these are young women who have been perpetually lied to. And I'm just telling you, if they do a follow-up at 50, they're not going to be happy. They're going to be working late. They're going to be lonely. They're going to have 7 cats and a couple of STDs. And then at Christmas, they're going to be all alone, very sad. And what they're not going to post is, I'm winning.
By now, you're all aware of the loneliness epidemic that's going on with single men. And what I find really interesting is the amount of men that are coming to their aid. And rather than trying to encourage these men to be better catches, to encourage these men to be better partners, they'd rather try to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing them. Whether it's Tyler Perry saying, even if all he could do is pay the light bill, if he loves you, take him. And now you have this pastor. A pastor sounds like he's listening to these manosphere podcasts. Even the pastor is saying that you're going to die alone. Even the pastor is saying that you might as well get you some cats. You didn't get that out of a Bible, pastor, but you did get it from a podcast. Why not tell these men to be better? Why not tell them to be more emotionally intelligent and to help out around the house and to be caring and thoughtful and loving and to not think that everything revolves around them? As soon as women start decentering men, you start seeing men from the pulpit to the parking lot, sliding down the wall, throwing up and crying and all of that. It's like, they'll do anything but change. They'll do anything but improve. They'll do anything but be a better mate. So now you have this pastor trying to guilt trip and shame women for not choosing these men. There's a reason why they're not getting picked. You tell women to pick better, and when we're not picking you, you get mad about it. It's because you're not better.
So I had this conversation with my family lately, and I thought I would put my 2 cents into the whole conversation about how women who have it together are choosing to be single now rather than be in a relationship. And I personally can relate to this because it's just like the pros and the cons list of being in a relationship now, there's no comparison. The dating pool is not pooling. I'm not gonna say that there aren't any good men out there. Obviously, there are good men out there, but there are very few men that can give me more than what I'm giving myself, if that makes sense. Like, the more peaceful you become and the more peace you have in your life, the more strict you are and the less you're willing to deal with people's bullshit. And it's just like the risk of disrupting your peace just to be in a relationship is not worth it. It's just not.
So, are women single by choice? Sometimes yes. Sometimes no. Sometimes it's a mix of both. The bigger question is, are they truly happy with that choice? Or are we just telling ourselves a story to make peace with the reality of modern dating? You tell me in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one.